Why does this? Make sure I'm not behind. I'm not. Wait, that's not. Wait, that's not fair, actually. They played Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I got 4 days off. While most teams actually have 5, 6, 7. Let me see. Let's go. Oh my go. Woo! Good. Thanks for letting me know quick.
Having insane rounds and
I speak in there, right?
So I think I'll give big props to Cloud.
Sure, let me do this. Let me do this. Hold on. Actually,
It's hard, of course it's hard.
yeah.
But until it's like 13 for one team, we never give up.
Let me know how it is quick.
Yeah, we just gave everything, to be honest.
Thanks for reminding me.
So who's the hype man in the
I completely forgot about that.
I think I would say Cloud, our agile, to be honest.
I keep forgetting my OBS is like, mine's more
last year, but now I think
advanced, like what I've done to it.
What can I do to help the team in terms of like calls and like individual gameplay? But I think I would say like Cloud, he's putting a lot of energy, being the IGL and putting a lot. I think it's a really good props to him again. I think it's a really good job, to be honest.
Yes, as I said, you lost Haven, and then for a split and the last map, you guys actually switched roles as well. So we saw you on the duelist again, which was super hype and very exciting. Purpose went over to Smokes. Was that just reactionary? Was that pre-planned?
To be honest, it wasn't pre-planned. We just thought that after our game against Vitality and actually Peepson like a few weeks ago, even before the stage run started, he thought about like.
Hey, what's up, Greg? How are you doing, bro? You got your PC yet or no?
Like Smoker or like even like.
What's the news on PC?
Because I think the way Purpo plays, his mechanics and the way he likes to play the game, like second contact, trading people, I think fits all the roles than Duelist. And for me, like my personality and the way I play the game, I think Duelist fits really good. So I think it's a good change. Maybe it will be better if we did it like kind of like earlier, so we'll be like more prepared as individuals. But I think we are doing everything we can to prepare, and I think
Settings, channel,
see some like good
brand
from these changes.
So
banner,
continuous
change,
change?
pictures.
Okay, sick. I'm happy to hear
Banner.
that. Now looking at your opponent today, Navi, any thoughts?
I mean,
Next week, I thought it's this week.
I like some players there. They are cool guys, but I think we're getting the win 2-0 today. So yeah.
All right, coming in with confidence. I'd love to hear it. Tomasi, thank you so
No
much.
problem, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Me? Sick interview.
It was. I mean, it was very insightful.
Oh, wait,
I
okay,
didn't
okay,
expect
okay.
him to actually just give away that they're rolling with the role swaps here. Are we feel more confident knowing that?
I mean, I like the fact that he is not. He's like we have.
Honestly,
many different
if
options.
they
We have explored
are
me on the dual
like
list,
actually doing
but
role
not
swaps,
only
like I
that,
know they
I
are,
love the fact
so obviously
that
that's how they
you
are.
also mentioned the
But like,
Sentinel,
if
maybe we
you're
can see in
a
the
team that's
changes
comfortable,
just
like being, oh, like, hey, this game you're gonna do Sentinel, next game you're gonna be on Initiator, or you're gonna be on Controller or whatever. The fact they're doing that is pretty good to see. Because that means that either A, they're too confident with their comp, B, they got the right players who can play, you know, what agents you need. And like, when you play too many agents, chat, I feel like if you play more than like 4 different variants, like, let's say you got one for each role, right? You got one for Sentinel, Initiator, Patrol, Duelist, all that stuff, right? If you play too many characters, I feel like your brain kind of lags a little bit. Like, you're trying to think, oh wait, how am I supposed to play this, you know, this character in a certain situation? I feel like if you are able to actually play multiple roles and not have that lag, then you're chilling. So the fact they can do that is pretty cool. And it also confuses enemies. Like, when I go against other teams, they wouldn't expect, you know, you're trying to study for like, oh, you know, let's say with Heretics, oh, Benji Fisher, he's gonna be playing up in B Heaven or A Heaven, or he can run in his corner. You know, you kind of learn how to play against someone. But like, if a team changes their roles every map, it's hard to study against what you're gonna do.
And that's why he's one of the better teams. So look, maybe the role swaps are a good.
It does get confusing for the team themselves, but I feel like it's harder for the enemy team to know what to do than it is the main team. Alan, welcome to stream. How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well.
Did we like him on the Omen? Yeah or no?
Yeah, I actually like
Well,
him more on the Omen than what I've seen in some of the duelists. Because of some tendencies that I've seen happen with him. I think that in one of the
I mean,
rounds that you were showing,
it's consistent. This game is average damage per round, which is pretty consistent. Fast death,
with the ISO,
fast blood,
when they were fighting
combat scores,
sometimes he would like give
pretty
up or,
consistent.
like,
It's just a
actually
KDA
do
with death.
the double tap and then just leave instead of fight. Like I see some of this broken diamonds and
How long is this talk gonna be, bro?
I saw him being
This is I'm shooting an hour of them yapping.
because I think that you're more limited in the ways that you can use the tools that you have, and sometimes you really just need to focus on shooting. And I think that actually did him it did him a favor.
Yeah, for me as well. Look, when he's on things like Duelist, you have to go deep, right? And there is no backing out a lot of the time. Yes, he did get him positions in those clips where he was able to exit and escape. But if he's getting set up properly, that's when he should be succeeding, right? It should be everyone else, you know, hitting their abilities, setting the Duelist up for success. So if he gets to play a bit further back and maybe bait the team, then that works out. Not bait, trade.
Same thing, different letters. It's all good. Now the teams are, of course, taking to the stage. Giantx, they're desperate for a victory on the board. They're currently down 0-3, 0-2. Sorry, I'm not speaking that one into existence. They're currently down 0-2. Let's not make it 0-3, please.
It's not that grim, guys. They still have a chance.
That's right. I mean, even if they were to go 0-3, there is still a small world of possibilities.
This game, they need to win against Navy. This is their best chance. But the next games is Fnatic and Heretics, I'm pretty sure.
He said in the interview he expects to
So it might be a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mean, I love the
But Fnatic should be alright to go against. Heretics can be a hot. No, Heretics. Wait, what's the last match going to be? Oof, thank you for the likes and thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Let's go, boys. I'm just trying to remember. I know their next game is it Apex? No, that's near the bracket. I know Fnatic's won the games. You might be Heretics, I don't know. Actually, no, that's last week. Wait, what is the match for next one for Giantx? And Joe don't even know. That's not good. What Giantx in? Fnatic and Apex. The Apex one should be alright to go against. Fnatic might be a bit rough. But I believe we'll win this. I don't know what record is between Fnatic and Giantx, but
they're still on a self-finding mission.
I'm sure we win this.
They still need to figure out who they are as a team. And almost all teams in the first 2 weeks of play have already also talked about how they just want to have more.
Okay, what are we playing? We're playing Fracture.
On the maps that have been selected.
The
Pearl.
are expected.
Okay.
The Pearl I did not expect. So Navi has been banning this past 2 weeks. That Ascent, Giantx,
split.
Navi has been picking what they picked.
Alright.
Previous week,
Fun.
previous one against Fnatic.
Fracture, I don't know if we've played Fracture yet, so I'm not too sure what to expect.
Is for Giantx
Pearl?
because they
I don't think
only
we-
played it like
I don't know.
once and they
Have we
got
played Pearl
banned,
yet?
so I
I don't think we have.
there's going to be changes. There's going to be adaptation. And when we think about
If anyone from Giantx is watching this stream or watching it in the future, please don't hate me. I'm trying to remember everything. I've got Americas I'm watching as well. Also, is any American teams playing today? I don't think there is, are there?
Initially, I was upset because Haven's not there, and I did that whole bit, so I was like, everyone watch this A-long control at Haven. Gone now. But the fact that we are going to be jumping into Fracture, there's a lot of reps from Navi on that. Even though Navi played well against Fnatic, there's a lot of rounds to study if Giantx were expecting this pick from them. And then going over to Pearl as well, you're talking about reps. It's been a little while since we saw Pearl getting picked by these guys, and them getting to start on the defense might be a bit rough. Like, yeah, we haven't seen a huge amount of Navi's Pearl as well, but starting on the attack always gets you off on the right foot. And if they're able to take Fracture,
Angel and Hero. I keep forgetting who's on Navy.
Confidence go on over the brim, and with that win
Might
last
be a bit
week,
rough.
all of this combined, it could be a very dangerous place for Giantx today.
Let's take a look at the agent select for
Ooh.
this one. Any
A complete new comp for
surprises?
Giantx, basically.
Yes, we see surprises.
Lots of
Sparkle
surprises.
doubling down on that controller role, and now going from the race onto the Brimstone, completely different cloud. Again, playing on that Tejo. Yes, it is a swap for this map, but he's finding himself and being more and more comfortable. Tomazi on the Neon just brings me back to a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love to see it.
We played him up twice, we got a 50% win rate, so we won it
Neon comp
once.
Instead of the meta comp at the moment, which we're going to see from Navi. Last time Giantx played, they were running the same comp as Navi's running now, so they've obviously been cooking in the kitchen here on Fracture, and we're going to see a different style of gameplay. As you mentioned, Tomasi getting on the Duelist is going to be interesting to watch, and the double initiator is going to be so huge. But with that Brim, you're looking at this comp, you're thinking, damn, as soon as they get that spike down, they're just going to be sitting back, they're going to be playing ratty gameplay, they're just going to be dropping utility and playing for those post planes.
Absolutely love it. Giantx also starting on the attack with this team pack, with Tomazi on the Neon. Like, they have to start on the right foot if they want to get their first win.
Oh, we're in for a good one, that's for sure. And speaking of good ones, we're going to hand it over to Haza and Kara for this last match of the day.
Thank you so much, guys. Look, it feels like familiar good old times. Tomazi's back on the duel list, and it's the Neon. It is the agent which he broke out with back in 2023. And in this GX side, they're looking to try and reform things heading into what feels like a deal breaker for that playoff stage.
Yeah, it does, and I think for both teams there's been a lot of negativity surrounding them, but one team, GX, played against a lot more harder opponents, right? They played against...
I feel like the best stage
played against,
overall
it's
is probably
they played against Heretics and Vitality, sorry. So
Pacifics.
coming
I
into
like that
this,
stage
a team
most.
of their level, are we going to see a better performance standards?
Followed by, I feel like America's too basic.
Choosing to start out on the attack side, as
But
they
America's
have
is pretty
done
good.
now
I give
last
America's
3
for
months,
China
the choice to
second,
do
and then
so.
EMEA last.
Previously, 5 out of
I don't know,
5
it's
when
I
given
don't
the
like
option,
I don't like the
the
EMEA
defense
stage. I don't know.
began.
I don't know why.
Let's see if it is truly a new version of which we get from them.
Hero's got
today.
the bottom.
Early from Cloud, just spotting out Hero, and then straight into the duel he
Bro.
goes. And Tomasi's
There's
debut
no
on
team
the
full of
Neon,
people.
not looking like
Oh,
the
they got
best
blind,
to
that's
start
why.
So far, it does go traded, and Navi fall back to the site.
I see.
Time, waiting for rotations to come in. GX still waiting to play as a death ball. Players to peek in towards them, but
I feel like we're kind of
playing so
overstaying.
slow.
We should
Navi
probably
are
just
unsure
leave.
about where GX really want to end.
We got Angel, which is good.
Just looking at the mid round here as well in terms of what Navi are doing on the map, it's very relaxed towards B, as you can see right now. Koala on a much deeper line towards tower.
There's no Breach and Cypher towards A. They haven't seen Raze or Brim,
That's the thing, though. Navi starting to get a read. Moving
but
back
Brim
towards
Smoke
that
kind
B
of gives it
side.
away. They kinda know what to
7 players
expect.
in the server towards this side of the map, Hazza.
They got a read on them.
Burst out of the B smoke, and you look at the
30
utility
seconds
on
left.
GX. Some of that signature has come back up. The stun and the salvos dropping at the feet of Rux.
Oh,
Quick
God.
double
Oh,
kill,
God.
and still supported by that Sky Smoke. He's going to follow it up with Xiao's double. Navi getting the pistol round on the board. It's the perfect start to their Fractured Defender side.
Yeah,
I need to write a theory what
we
this
saw
win.
the toast,
Like, I
and
saw where
as we
one is,
went
but I don't see the
into
other one.
map, we saw that GX only have a 29% win rate on their attack, and I think in that pistol,
I did win
you can
tower.
see it, right? It looked a little bit directionless at times. They go out and or they try and attack in towards B A main, and then from there go out in towards Sand, and then go back towards B main, and nothing really comes of it. Walking around like headless chickens.
Into this round, there is no investment from GX either, so just trying to min-max things a little bit, see if they can
Good
pick up an
damage.
orb. It's damage onto Angel, but not
Wasn't a
enough
kill,
to
but it was good damage.
put him in harm's way. So objective secured already from GX. Now they'll head back to Arcade, where Roxic is playing solo on a committed angle.
Needs to be careful. All alone. Drone will catch out.
Just a bit sun now.
Swinging. Giving away a stinger towards the opposing team.
We should be live again.
You've got to be looking at West Side in his position, still underneath this B site. In terms of Navi's macro game as well, you see him on a lot of rounds post Koala noob up solo and let him contain an area of the map. He was towards A and does rotate himself to check from Sand instead and on that deeper line towards Dish. But while all this is happening, the rest of Navi getting proactive, re-clearing arcade.
I'm trying to catch up with Will's chat because
All towards me as the players of
Let me watch
Giantx
the
trying
bit, yeah.
to make their way on towards the site, hitting kill traps and well, hitting a complete stop that Navi have prepared.
Okay.
An easy conversion.
we got 2 kills again. We got Angie and we got
Good damage in there from Giantx.
Roxy.
In terms of due diligence, you look at the orbs they were able to pick up as well. Did you take that kill onto
Let me
Roxy?
go back to where he was.
I'm curious to see how Tomasi is going to be played now into the rifle round here, because the last couple of rounds we've seen him on the neon. Here he is, just getting ankled by the trap wire that time. It's an easy pick and a great
There we go.
counter of which hero. That's what we expect from him on the Cypher. Well, and towards this round, you look at
we should be
what
good enough.
Giantx are doing, staying towards that top side of the map as the barriers drop. 3 heavy and towards arcade. Angel, same information. Haunt comes out this time.
Okay,
and
dodges
is
in.
greeted with silence. Pressure put on in A main. Hero looking for the walk down underpass. A wrap around onto GX. This is where it starts to get tricky. What's the timing on the smoke? Do they clear it? No. Watch the awareness. You can see GX being brought back. They've got an idea, and yeah,
Nice.
well thought
Good shit,
about.
boys.
GX get rid of any sort of problem that could come. Although there's a late luck or a late flank coming through from Navi on that top side. GX should know about it because of the traps. It's getting cleared out by the Prowler as well, so Navi making sure they've not missed a step here whatsoever, but it's another situation where the round opens up from Hero's aggressive positioning, the site falls from the Cypher setup, and now in terms of what they've got to come back in, I'm looking at full utility belts on 2
Not a good
players.
sign.
West side getting rid of Koala noob as well.
One of them
2v4.
dead. It's gone now, so it's fine.
GX in prime position to convert, but oh
Angel.
no, there was just a slight chance if Tomasi was to miss out on that duel, it could have went awry, but instead no, GX, they'll get the conversion. And Navi in another round looking quite offensive in terms of how they want to try and play this. Think all the way back to the pistol, I already mentioned it. Hero, that solo player in main, does get traded out. But then here, I mean, it's just, as soon as you find those 2 players boxed in underpass, there's no second layer. The reclear's coming in from Dish.
Nice, good job. Nice, well
It's
done.
not the best buy round, but it's fine. We've got the round, we still got 3 rifles, we've got operator coming in, and we bought another rifle, that's fine.
I mean, that's the thing. We've already spoken about it coming into this, about finding your identity as a team. And I think that goes for both of these teams as well. Both of them have made role changes, both of them changing their setup. Tomasi.
We can cut this easily.
Still leading that line. Can't quite find what he's looking for. Drop of the smoke, drop off. They've created a question
We've got
mark
2 light
coming
shields.
towards the B side. Obviously, we've seen a few times now GX like to go through the underpass. And this is a very explosive comp as well, so if Tomasi can't find these clean openings in terms of the follow-up, well, you don't
This
have
side's in an
to
arcade right now, good position.
Cloud 1 away from the annihilation as they're now starting to head into main. Problem, the hot Koala noob, who's been so good, unfortunately will be pushed off of the angle. So GX have looked to another avenue of the map and been shot out in effect yet again. Spike still held on to, but you've got less than a minute left to play around with. The only out right now feels like West Side towards Arcade. This is all just a fake towards B.
Wait, this is huge.
Operator still standing.
Oh no.
Still getting the entry pick.
Cooler.
Koala noob, who's been so good before, has to go up against Tomasi. West Side on the other side of the map opens things up. And it's huge because now he has so much more freedom to lurk, but GX
Good
needs to make
trade.
this push work.
Didn't need
And
Papa
Koala's
though.
managed to get one on the way back out. Time is getting low. You look at towards the map and where everybody's looking, it's in different avenues. A 1v1 towards the B site. Well, the spike goes down on A. Armageddon used to try and push players out. It's a brilliant clip
Lucky
from
West
Roxy,
Side.
though. He hung around long enough. Navi now have an advantage coming back into the retake, and GX are playing from sight. Yeah, both players stuck. No means of escape. You look at Ruxic holding on towards CT as Cloud tries to go exploring. Tomasi left all alone and needs to stand tall. You can see him peeking with the idea and instead gets caught. Now a 1 versus 3 for Cloud to try and clutch. Has salvos if he can try and waste the
It's
time.
unlucky. That's
but
actually
it's a
unluck.
clean fight, not whatsoever. Navi, they'll find the third.
It's such a big round to win as well when GX looked like they were starting to build up some momentum. I think it's so important to focus on how the early games
The main
work
issue was
with
the
a lot
up.
of these maps, because it feels like at times when they take their foot off the gas, you know, when they're not playing with momentum at their backs, then they're really struggling.
Nice! Get the up, Heaven! Top, second floor.
He loves the op.
Well, you can see it's clearly a priority. And I mean, we've seen that map to map, has it?
We have, and I think it's important that you raise it here as well, because Koala Noob, when you look at the op fights that he's taking, he's one of the best that we have in EMEA, in his words, the best. But that has been
best
really
opper,
disproven
Rasen.
whenever he goes head-to-head with another op player. He has yet to win that duel, whether it be Floor, Kayak, or any other of the host of names that he's currently gone up against. And it doesn't feel like GX have like an opper to counter that in a sense. So you are
Wait,
really
what's
looking
he
at a
doing?
lot of that utility.
Wait,
Sick.
what is Navy doing?
Once again,
They're going all
we've
over the
seen him try and
place.
play a position like this before. This time gets the value from his position. But that's no more smokes in the round for
I'm
Navi.
confused. Why didn't Navy just do like a
There's two
full
players behind
map
this as well,
rotate
so
for every single
as soon as
character?
Purpo falls,
They breach from
then
A
it's
to
a
B
problem,
and then
because
fade
look where
and
everyone else is.
raise
You're clamoring
from
back
B to
for
A.
main.
There was
So
no
Navi
info
should
on them
have
at
this
all,
round
and the entire
wrapped up.
like things are rotated
Cloud
around.
back across the zip line to try and retrieve this, but it's all so isolated.
I mean, if Cloud can try and distract players, maybe you play in West Side, but I mean, you're talking about if, buts, and maybes here, right? We need definites.
Okay, that's not bad, and Cloud's managed to pick up his favourite gun. It's the Guardian back in his hands, but Angel
Luck.
is just so hot off the mark, and Navi doing exactly what they need to in this round.
Yeah, I can understand, like, this round, maybe, like, the weaponry
Is there a way to know if your fade like C's actually got someone, or you just go off by like you're guessing, you know?
Countering them as well, because you're talking about a team
Leg
here
shots.
which is liking to get aggressive. It's not just Koala bookmarking the space with his op, but we have to be keeping our eyes on what it is that Roxic is doing, because he's been criticized pretty heavily.
Now,
at
Giantx
times
doesn't win this,
for how
they ain't gonna play
aggressive
off, so
he
I
can be.
know
This
it.
is a situation
There's
where
no
he
offense
finds
to
himself
Giantx,
supported.
but I think most of the teams at the moment that are going playoffs have not lost like a map per game or series. Nice, West Side.
West Side getting rid of Koala Noob, and even an oddball strike invested. Navi come out the better of it, but they've used a lot of ultimates to try and get that
Hey Johnny,
advantage.
how you doing?
If they can seal this one here as GX are down to their last three players, and with little money left over, Navi are beating them at every single
This round looked like it was so
it
winnable.
falls on the captain, Cloud, fulfilling this role since stage 2 last year, but he
Okay.
doesn't have enough
This is
in the tank
this is
to
not
take
Giantx,
the
this is
rest
Navy's
onto
pick
the level.
anyway.
It's Navi,
Expected
the team
to win this one.
performance.
Yeah, and the big thing for me on that round is the fact that you see where Navi want to invest their ultimates. It's on a GX rifle buy, right? They want to try and be aggressive, make sure that GX can't go in default, and they're breaking that buy right now. Straight away, we're going to see GX come for a timeout.
Hello.
4, 5, and it's an ace.
GX timeouts, a big
I want my
point
friends
of
in a competition, and I want to look at this. I want to see the chat cast on this one.
Countless op shots recently.
He gets one.
Like he will
Pops
nail that
knives.
one.
2.
Gets
Full
another.
flashed.
Hog is gonna updraft dash.
2,
For a
3,
third.
4, 5, and it's an ace.
Hog.
It's a hog ace.
The chat cast is kind of mid on this one.
but I think you've really got to be building now on what you have and making it a team, you know, because it still doesn't feel like it at times.
Needs to be
Yeah,
done.
I mean, me and you were talking about, I think it was myself
No,
and you
but
were
that's-
talking about
it's a great
the
work.
experience on both rosters as well, and how when you actually look at the combined experience on GX.
Wait, this is Giantx's timeout, right? So how comes Navy is allowed to talk? I thought you can't talk to your players if it's not your timeout.
Because he's been playing VCT for so long. Giantx, maybe not a team full of rookies, but as you say, a team full of potential.
What am I doing?
which is yet
I'm
to
watching
be
a Valorant Pro match.
Team which can be dangerous.
Watching Giantx versus Navy.
First signs of
We're rooting for
something
Giantx,
cohesive
but
against Heretics,
currently
that's
losing.
Very quickly forgotten. You can't start finding some wins here, especially against a Navi side, which you expect to find in those positions as the stage does drag on. Themselves a first win under their belt against Apex last time out, and this an opportunity to build, which they've already done pretty well.
What was that? Fader.
Spotted.
It's not a bad one either.
This is a much
I was thinking about that done, like how.
on their next rifle buy. Navi being proactive and clearing out A main.
I think that I would be.
That operator towards the B side. Both players for Navi being regressive in their positioning, right? You can see that Navi probably thinking about playing towards a retake.
Oh, that is not good stun. Wait. Okay, which in? No, Tomsy. When I got a trade.
Still Navi holding on to the space.
Was that such a good position? If you walk in the smoke.
Evenly getting rid of Qualanud. But I mean, the fact that this is going to end up being a crunch on the site, Navi need to be careful.
Lot onto Ruxic here. He wins this duel and so much pressure alleviated. West side first bullet connects.
Come on, boys. It's just Hero. It's just Hero. Like what? Come on, please.
So now Hero is the last one left made to stew in this. Signature. The signing of the off-season.
I mean, he has neural theft here, but I don't think he'll want to use it.
Yet to have his hero play so far in this Navi.
Let's go, Westside. Let's go.
Sentinel role. He is bested by his opposite number.
Are you shooting for it on Friday? Yeah, I'm shooting for it on Friday.
And then being the thorn in Navi's side.
Straight away after a timeout, GX get the round. Big stuff. I mean,
Every Friday, every Friday is gonna be a Fortnite stream.
on top of that, like combining what was multiple prongs.
Minecraft is random. Valorant is basically gonna be any other day, basically. Like any day was not.
Activate at the same time. Good communication.
All the pieces coming together, and that's exactly what you want to see from them as well. As it looks like we're going to be going straight back into another one of these B main duels. No op here, just rifles behind a smoke. Similar play, we've seen Navi go for it before.
I mean, for GX right now, they know that Navi like to try and go underneath, right? And try and lock ground before, and that's something that they'll need to be careful of.
And you tie this into the previous round, it's that lack of forfeiture of positioning from GX. The way they scaled into A main previously looked a lot better, and they're seemingly doing the same here as they start to clear away some ground. It's Ruxic who doesn't have contact. The smoke is everything.
Wait, these trips from Westside I need to check out. There's only one trip I know, and that's the one in B main, not the one in arcade. Got good picks, that's huge momentum for us. We lost Tomsy, but it's still winnable. It's all down to util. We got somewhat util. We still got we've got rockets regenerating, we've got a stun generating, we've got 2 flashes, we've got a stun. Yeah, we're chilling, We've got a util for this. And numbers. But they're aware. Nice west side.
Trying to create another avenue in which GX need to be careful of. And the position
My butt is starting to clinch. Nope, they're leaving. Okay, we got round. Let's go.
Slow creep away.
Back of Monday, Fortnite Friday, win streak Wednesday. Imagine. Minecraft probably like a TikTok stream thing only, and Twitch. So I don't really stream it too often. So I don't know about Minecraft. Valorant. It's supposed to be like my main content source at the moment. Fortnite will definitely be 5 days, always. I also got a few new Fortnite maps what came out recently, so.
We'll create question marks and force Navi to re-clear them, but they weren't doing it effectively, and now we're just getting to a point where it's like, we're going B, and we're going B. You know what I mean?
Wait, was I really doing that for 2.5 hours? No way.
Translate that back to Navi as well as we come into yet another gun round. It's these high stress situations.
Okay, what are we doing? We're heading towards B by the looks of it.
Podcast episode they posted that they were just struggling to convert from. So after building up an early lead, it's slowly stripped back by GX. And they've hit a gear change here as well. They're not trying to immediately assault. Again, West side is the cornerstone of this play. You've got 4 players south side, and West side is north side. But that's been a good look for him so far.
It has. I mean, he's been probably one of the best on this roster consistently. Koala, I mean, he's going to get hunted down. Whether he can try and stick around and get something, it doesn't look to be the case. Although the players of GX are looking to explode, and they're straight onto the A side.
In terms of what you have to set up for post here, Purpo still holding on to the incendiary. do have a util combo to come in and try and deny the plant from Runner, but he hangs on for long enough, and with 30 seconds left to spare, the spike goes in, but Navi are up close, and here's the showstopper.
And it goes. Tomasi gone. Players up from drop west side. He gets one but can't quite get the second. And now Runner looking to be burned on site. Neural theft to tee him up. And quite frankly, doesn't look to capitalize on it. The stun just delaying Navi more and more. GX, I mean West side, he's known about holding on, and this is just delay upon delay. You're looking at the utility that GX still have in pocket. And that value will be massive coming into these last couple seconds as the molly's dropped, and Runner has already done so well from his position. It's looking like it could all be done here, and it is. GX will find 4.
Such a well-executed round from GX as well.
We've got a round, let's go, let's go.
Before they make their mind up, the execution. And when you
I don't see any of that one.
like that, if you're Navi to set up, then coming back into the retake with all the tools that they have, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Clean shot. Oh,
Here as well.
Runner.
Brilliant play from Runner. Someone who's been to champs.
well, that shot was actually nasty.
Another name like Westside.
Oh, and now we've got talent from Navy. It's good, it's good. We're getting momentum up.
Which we have high expectations of. The reason why this roster is considered to be a dark horse, and if we get more of that from the individuals with good calling from the structure, then that's the GX that does make deep runs.
I mean, that's the thing, like, when you look at both rosters, right, or both organizations even, and how they've looked generally across VCT as well, like GX, when they started in 2023, back when partnerships first begun, they were able to make a champs, and since then, it's just been going on a downward trajectory.
Well, I mean, I think that one for GX in comparison to now feels sort of like 1 in a million, right?
Yeah,
You're looking back at the old system, both teams with ambitions to return to the international stage for the first time since they met in the final of EMEA's last chance qualifier, which sent each to Champions 2023. So there's a bit of history there in terms of how they're constantly chasing to try and get back to that holy grail. Navi, of course, with a complete rebuild of their own.
Yeah, it feels like ages and years away since we've been near that FPX iteration, you know, that eventually Navi picked up now towards this round, and what's going on. Will identify players towards the north side.
It does still feel like the same engine under the hood, with Angel and Shao retained. It's a new identity which they've got to try and build, and you are starting to see that with Koala in the side as well, the AWP, how reliant on it they seem to be. He is on the A main.
Oh, that's a really good skill drive real quick.
Clear out the deep one. Now he finally has, with this embed, Navi still resolute in positioning, yet to rotate a player, happy to rely on the Cypher setup B as well.
I mean, being quiet towards the B side while they try and create as much noise as possible towards A, faking it out, and well, the smokes drop, locking out GX goal. West side needs to be careful of the angles, and he'll be able to get rid of Hero, the opposite number. The whole B site was set up for kill traps, and with Hero gone, there won't be any capitalization.
Such a frustrating death as well.
This round's gonna be rough for Navy. We should have to get 5th from here. We got all 5. Usual wise, no visual missing. All we can do is use a stun and a rocket. Everything else is down to aim. Ooh. Wait, it's retake from Navy. I might jinx us. I might just jinx. Wait, Cloud. Wait, what if I have rockets? I don't see it.
Towards Arcade, you're waiting for that activation as Navi get on towards.
Oh, he has rockets now. That's good. Nice West side. Come on, boys. Good. Let's go. That looked very rough. That looked like we were about to lose that one. That was actually too close.
On his positioning alone, but it's the kills on top that make him a player to watch in VCT EMEA right now. He doesn't just shoot his gun, but there's a smart
Let's
head
go,
on
boys.
his shoulders as well. So disciplined.
I didn't even notice this bit on Jarzy. Like, right here, with my fingers are. I didn't notice that until I saw it on I saw it on West Side,
thinly spread when it gets to that late stage of the round.
Thomasy.
Feel as if they do
That's on his
keep
jersey.
going onto these sites, and that's where Hero's first death feels that much more pain.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as you said, when it comes down to it.
Ooh, the new outlaw. Okay, okay. I see Thomasy, I see it. Two chefs. Three chefs. Staying on Vandal on Navy side? Okay.
And that's where the isolated west side was.
I highlighted the pistols, but really it's Koala's rifle that you've got to be worried about here, because that is all that Navi have going for them into this one. Doesn't really feel like that buy's been broken all too much. They found 5 rounds and, well, here we are, 5 to 5.
I'll find you.
GX resetting mentally as much as we said that's important to
Yeah,
Navi.
funny eye.
Back from 10
good.
rounds down against some of the region's best.
Alright, now I got info.
Now into this exit.
Nice shot right now.
Well, feels like more of the same from Navi. Players stuck on an island. It's Ruxic that's got to hold the line.
And he just can't quite get it to work. Yeah, players facing up, trying to stand up and be counted. And I mean, they're only being counted in the kill feed at this moment in time. I mean, yeah, Koala still has this rifle, but he's not being
Okay,
caught
Navy.
at an angle that he'll find.
There's no way they win this round.
From it. This is looking like another GX round. And
Please,
that's
that's
some
jinx
real
us.
magic.
It's just one death, but still.
Plenty more to be done in that
One
regard.
death could always lead to worse for the team.
With the stun prepared, he's forced to disengage. Further ground
Okay, there's no way, there's no way. All everyone's positions, there's no way.
Carried by their feet is swallowed whole from underneath. Purpo landing a killing blow, which sets up the 6 as Navi finally fall behind in this map.
5 rounds in a row so far. This GX attack starting to look that much better, and we from the start, right? The production put it up for us. 30% win rate on the attack. They're doing so much better right now, and again, that could be brought down to actually being comfortable with the opponent that they're playing.
Confidence, such a big thing. As much as I was talking about the mental just then and what
This is
Cloud
good.
provides, you even look at Purpo in the team and how he changed completely as a player as soon as, you know, you changed the leadership with Redgar gone and Cloud coming.
I tripping now, dude. Just the other one knockhead I don't know about.
Of him as an individual, and already look, Navi are fighting multiple fronts here early doors.
Yeah, they're being proactive, looking to try
Angel?
and get something.
Okay, good trade, Popo.
Playing on the front foot, gets rid of Tomazi, but realistically, the utility trade-off is so much better for GX.
Kind of preparing the rolling thunder. There's nobody in the site, so do all too much. The orbital strike does take players off the line where the trap was set up, but Hero still able to walk away with one, so advantage restored for Navi. Flank coming in late. Stun slightly missing, but the orbital strike.
Bro, this is literally ult simulator right now.
Out position. So much invested by both teams at this point in time, yet still it doesn't feel like GX have an advantage.
While Noob is starting to clear out towards Dish. This has been an issue every single time GX have executed on towards.
Every util's getting used right now, so that might be insane one.
Now, look at this. The
Koala.
ball's close by.
There is a slight adaptation from Westside because he's just dropped into the corner here and actually completely overlooked his chance to get the first.
Come on, West. Come on, West.
One more wide of him, but it's Hero this time that will win out.
Bros, all that fighting just got cut out because we were watching where Westside was looking at. That was actually.
Get it when they need it most.
Yeah, now we go in towards the next half all even. It's been a half of 2 halves if you think about it. Navi started very well, GX improved, and now has a
Yes.
got to look towards that second half to see if GX's defense can be that much better.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, it's just 3 kills, nothing else. Wait, that means none of the observers were actually looking at the players then. They're all just looking at. They look at 3 kills. Just wanna. There you go. Oh, each bad. Let's do some real quick spot. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's try trees. Oh, okay.
Welcome back. So, coming into the second half on Navi's pick of Fracture, things not looking so good for them thus far. If you're just tuning in, they went up by 5 rounds to 1. Yet we find ourselves at an even half outside of the opening 12. Giantx responding.
Bro, there's probably one I'm thinking about now. I just can't think of it.
Previous series they played a demonstration of that.
See if anyone played in chat. No.
Yet another map win.
Yeah, again, something to talk about was the fact that we spoke about
Legos? Just no.
on the attack. Now we've ended up coming into the half.
Okay, we'll figure that later.
A much better improvement, and it feels like so long since we've seen GX in a position to actually go and take an advantage into the second half.
In the pistol.
The game was so quiet. I just thought there was a production area done.
From Navi, already West side.
That's West. Wait, another. Nice. Get the pod.
Simply sublime. West side
Fine.
With 2 kills picked up.
Ace.
And he's made it a third before the round is
No ace.
even come to a conclusion which feels slightly foregone. Hero does
Wait, we didn't see how the Giantx died, right? We didn't actually see the deaths.
Fight back up and reposition himself.
They know he's towards main anyway. It's Hero. 40 HP. 2 ghost. Plus is a ghost. Good stuff. West side getting those frees actually huge.
And take the advantage after the opening second half.
Yeah, finding GX in front.
In fact, getting a fast 2 is actually pretty good. So if I didn't got it far, it's even better. Like 1 bullet. 2 shots. 1 again. I think, I don't know.
And it's another to enable them. When you have Westside in that position, the same position that we literally
Westside has like probably the cleanest aim in Emea. So I feel like I like him on Sentinel, but I don't think he should be on Sentinel at the same time. I feel like he could probably be better on controller or duelist. But then I don't really know. I don't know what happens behind the scenes. Like I don't know how he actually is, you know.
Very clean start to the round, and with Tomasi picking up the outlaw.
Like he might not be the best duelist, might not be the best like initiator. I don't know.
Keeping it simple, Navi are a team which, in these ecos, can be a little bit problematic. GX, the previous game against Heretics, you're not going to win many of those, you know, bonus rounds, for example. But with the weapons that they've got now, if you continue to keep that clean, then it opens the door for opportunity.
Look at Tomasi though, already explode that's full top side. He's on his hollybobs. You know, but the fact that what
What's 2 Bulldogs in the outlaw? We've got 2 ghosts.
Full top side of the map, had no contact whatsoever. So GX are starting to think, well, he's got to be towards.
Which is pretty good because if we do end up dying, then it's not massive like impact on our eco.
Of course, vacation for the Koala Noob fans.
Thanks, mate.
5v3 though, and GX seem to have read this fairly well. 2 players on the A site ready to deal with what feels like an empty threat for Navi right now. 15 seconds, and they are yet to push this choke.
Yeah, I mean, there's still got to be an attempt from Navi, you would expect, and as they do attempt...
Nice, good hold, boys. Good fucking hold.
Player off an in-zone flawless, but still a great attempt nonetheless.
And it's just a ghost in the hands of Cloud which goes down as well. So this is what I'm talking about when I say coming into that next round with a
6-8
really
is pretty good.
strong bonus against a team like Navi, where, as you mentioned before, they're a team which can sometimes struggle up against the lesser weaponry.
That's yeah, it was a stat that looking into, but
The second bullet of the no-scope. Headshot. Crazy. Last time out.
Apex in the last series, then
I think Giantx time out, is it? It shouldn't be.
The last time they played in kickoff that they also got anti-code.
It'd be weird if it is.
seen a
Whose timeout is
Giantx
it?
timeout after 2 successful.
Please don't be Giantx's. Because it'll make no sense to be
You
Giantx.
see a timeout called here, especially when you do get that sort of 2 minutes mark that you have at the half time, right, for the coaches to say their piece. So Pipson obviously has something that he wants to go over for a second time.
Yeah, I think though for me, like if
It's
you're
your next time, that's crazy.
a timeout here,
What?
there must be
Why?
some sort of anti that they've highlighted, and they're looking to reiterate that this round Navi have done X, Y, and Z.
Oh.
So this means that
Let's
they're
try-
playing the same game plan that we
not-
expected them to.
Any potential tells because the composition.
Let's try Virus. I know it's not.
Despite the way that the meta has
We'll see what I was
developed
at.
since kickoff, still Angel running the fade. They've not moved on to the
Ever.
top. They are still playing their own brand of Valorant.
Every?
And sort of as you say there as well, Giantx very happy to double barrel these timeouts. You know, in
Again.
any given half.
D's not a star or Fodler, so.
Pipson more vocal than
The E could be second.
Well, that's it. No more timeouts for GX. So if things get spicy later on, as
Wow.
Jesus take the wheel,
This round
we'll see if that's
better be worth the timeout, because this is what. Like, they just come off.
Let's find out.
Let's come out of a timeout, so. Timeout, like a 2-minute break, so I want to know what's going on.
But just look at the weapons they have. 4 rifles,
Like,
2
it could have been the
rifles,
coach might have spotted something, or it might have been something wrong, but he's not, like,
is currently
will
set up
cause
to
something
take
happen, you know?
Cypher play B, and close to the smoke is where Purpo looks to make the play.
playing across.
There's no way.
Lovely entries into the round. West side.
Okay, this timeout was worth it. This timeout was worth it.
Absolutely nothing. They're all
Pipson,
on the heels, GX. They're not
you're the
letting these
fucking
players
goat.
Get out on towards the site. Not at all. Ruxic, who was holding on to the spike, will go, and now Hero will as well. Tamazi
Wait,
into
does
the
he
zone.
does he know what happens on the third round? What Navy does?
And that was the
Like,
threat that I posed.
has Navy done the same thing every time on this map? Like, on third for their attack, they'll go and hit B, they'll do 2-man there, 3-man there, whatever. Wait, I do want to know. I want to know what Pipson knows.
Attack the space on a mental timing when the push is coming in. And this is for me.
So we're now settled to get 10 rounds at least. The last 3 should be literally. Nah.
Yeah, we saw many try and do that, like,
If we can win the next 2 rounds, we got OT guaranteed.
But now it's about Tamazi being able to play off the contact and arcade breach utility and he's still hanging around. Still
Nice, he got
able
out.
to
That's good, that's good.
survive
Good
this
teamwork. Corella.
Tomasi and Runner here. The players required to try and do that, and oh, he's certainly going to be saying another word which isn't Portuguese in just a moment, as Ruxic's already managed to chip away.
Go outside? Why should I listen to you, bro? Why should I listen to you?
Nice isn't good enough because
That's
Navi
Cloud.
are now shut out of options towards main.
Yeah, but look towards the A side. Navi are pulling back because of the space that Hero's been able to grab. There's a Joker in play as well with Koala deposited towards that B tower. Hero just seeing what he can find on this A side while not trying to give away his position through any of the Cypher utility. GX have an idea though.
Packages. Looks like you're going a bit silent now.
The question has to be for Navi, what do they do?
Why you're
when
silent
it's
suddenly?
broken? Is it the A site which they look to take? As Angel is jumping back up into Dish, and yeah, they want to follow through on the position of Koala.
Okay,
He's
good
calling to the
recon.
rest of his team. B is as open as it
Wait.
gets, and in fact, I've got a Vandal in my hands now as well. To
The boys should know,
reinforce
right?
Hero falls, and that's just going to buy a little bit more time and attention from GX.
Need to be aware.
Okay, they're definitely aware. They're definitely aware.
Been deposited towards that B side, and Koala can't make good of his position though.
There's a flank coming in the meantime as well. Cloud setting up to just close this fight script, which GX seem to have found for themselves on the map so far. Shao getting one
Oh
back
god, I
first.
think.
Angel as
Nice.
well. Navi suddenly showing signs
I
of
know where Fade is.
eco round. Often they're the ones
Nice
who
runner.
get done with
Spike
inferior
planted,
weaponry, but this
but not in a
time
good spot. Oh,
rolling it
actually,
back
no, it is a
himself.
good spot actually,
Shao
no
has a
man.
rifle, though. A Vandal in his hands, playing from the corner, yet to be cleared. The plant isn't open.
No way.
Runner's just going to stick this all the way through. Shao can't get on the angle in time, despite his best.
Wait.
efforts. It's Runner.
I don't think that round should have been a 1 for us.
I mean, you've got to be thinking.
But good had Navy planted that.
Navi played that full round. It was nice. They had deposits here and there. They could go back and forth, and it was off. Real actionable intelligence, right? At the same time, though, like GX
That's
are
crazy.
and they're finding players every single time that they go hunting and playing, and and advantages, but this plan spot, a big question mark for me because Navi have so much time to get that spike down.
And it's not the first time either that we've seen problems with the post plant. As slow and methodical as Navi tend to be in terms of how they work the map on Fracture, and have done for years when we speak of identity and what you play as a team, what brand of Valorant you bring to the table. Now into the full rifle round, they're looking to double dip on this side of the map. The B site under siege yet again, but GX are responding, and they've got numbers, bodies on the line.
Still though, the delay working out in their favour right now. GX still waiting for Navi to try and get out, but relay bolts in towards Molly's. It doesn't work out. West side's going to wander, and once again his shorties come out on top. Although on the other side has managed to open up the B site, and Navi can get that spike down.
West side wasn't quite on the same page as his teammate, so it is an opportunity now for Navi. They've got a little more time to set up in post, and look at the tools that they're working with. Molly on Roxic. Well, that's about it, actually.
I mean, they'd also have the orbital strike. I mean, that's their Rolling Thunder gone, so there's no sort of delay anymore. It's just got to be the players standing up tall and making sure of it. GX clearing all the corners, again, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, making sure to pay attention to all the small details. Now you've got to wait for Rux's
Unlucky Cloud.
as the orbital strike has bought enough time. Runner good on it.
Unlucky boys. It is what it is.
Yep, there it is, the Molly that will buy so much time right now. A tap of the spike to bait out Ruxic's peak, but it's not what you want.
I think even if we killed Ruxic, yeah, we're not gonna get around anyway. So it's fine.
Ruxic's such an aggressive player as well, but when you have him alive late in the round like then, it is such a massive win condition for Navi. Something which they've highlighted was an issue before when they were trying to close out maps, not knowing what those win conditions were. So having him as a viable option, and with just the one ultimate invested in doing so as well, it sets them up nicely coming into the next of these purchases. GX with plenty of tools of their own though, and you've got to be looking at those bottom three.
I mean, the fact that GX have been so proactive, it makes complete sense that they would be proactive here once again to try and get an Armageddon, etc. online. Koala just sent
Last time was a good trade.
knocks up Cloud, and
Oh my god, wait.
back to re-engage. Overdrive
Oh, huge boys, fucking huge. They're not aware though, they're not aware.
So far this map follows it up. Hero now trying and grab this spot.
They're definitely gonna be aware now. Yep.
He is, manages to find the first, second, and third! Hero has his moment. A clutch which keeps Navi within touching distance.
A Red Bull clutch. There's no way, right? You're looking at it. There's three players. They're all close.
Oh, no fucking way, boys.
Easy to just trade off one another.
It's people one by one. Like, even his tight, like, he was betting on pick from left side, then.
It's just unbelievable. That's why you pay the big bucks for Hero.
Coming off his stint on Fnatic, of course, it was majority Cypher which he played there. We saw a little bit of the...
Yeah, and there's no way Navy's putting that time out now.
Feels like in the current meta, a lot of the time he was being shoehorned into Vice.
Like, why are we calling time out on this one specifically?
The best fit for him, I think, individually. So with the changes
Like, yeah, we lost rifles,
wondering if those ramifications,
but be fair, you lost your rivals, you lost your rifles because of an ult and util, not like something you'd have expected, you know?
To feel that comfortability when it is, you know, only just your second year really playing in this environment.
Wait, Giantx allowed to talk as well? Which I'm confused. Did they change the rules? Are both teams allowed to talk? Now they're doing each other's timeouts? So I thought we'd supposed to be that team because of timeouts and they're allowed to talk, you know?
The fact that GX, again, we try and highlight it as much as often, are on the defence. They don't have that ability to build up the economy. Their buy is broken, and they need to be careful about how they manage their economy moving in forward rounds.
It's a split purchase, which we'll get from them here. 3 rifles, 2 sheriffs. Always shown favourability towards those Guardians, of course.
I see what's gonna happen.
GX are setting up for some sort of aggressive play.
The question is this any more than just an info gathering mission right now? Because there is a stun set up by Runner. It's a full contact piece until that cam is hit. Tomasi calling out the high gear. Hero managed to find 3 kills in the previous.
That cage ain't gonna do it, bro. They're no.
Just waiting for them to run into his crosshair, and it's Tomasi.
I don't know what Hero thought. He held them behind and he thought, you know what, let me pop a cage where they already saw me.
Yeah, the ultimate is going to be used though. Both ultimates.
Nice ult.
Villanova has no
Nice!
way to escape, and Cloud's got 2. Oh, this is going to be massive. Spike is down in the meantime though.
Roxic left to his own devices. He's the one that picks up the slack and the Guardian in his hands.
Good shit, boys.
Westside nails him to the
Westside get one tap,
shot
fucking goal.
As GX reacted brilliantly to what Navi did in that round. Just when they thought they'd found an opening, GX knew in the back of their heads that was the concession, and then the retake with the ult. Perfectly executed.
But it felt like after the timeout, right, the GX actually had planned that.
Oh, Angel just about almost made it out.
Going towards arcade, but I mean from the get.
That ult's actually fucking perfect.
Navi have fell completely in towards GX's hands, and the big thing for me, like thinking about it, is more like how did Navi not think about the Armageddon that was in GX's pocket?
Wait, what's that side for camera? Wait, where's side? I'm at the bro. I'm at up into your DMs, bro. Wait, where's side? Send me a DM, bro. I need to hop into it. I need to see your side protect. Like cyber main to cyber main. Like there's some things I know for matchup, but I think some of your tags actually insanely better.
As you can feel the electricity flowing through his veins. It's only an eco that they stand up against right now, but GX finding this could take them to map point on their opponent's pick.
At the same time, you look towards the space that Navi's been
Loki might actually hop into a custom and try to see if I can find out what tech he's doing, bro. So I don't think we're going to see what Cyber Cam does this entire round.
It's going to be a lot more interesting for Navi.
Yeah, it's definitely not. If we win this round, then we got 8-12 at least. 8-13. Cloud! Hero! Hero, we're... What the f...
But very soon we could be sent to the.
Is that why he's not in Fnatic anymore, chat? Is that why Hero is not in Fnatic?
No Molly either, there's no sort of delay. Navi have to just win out the gunfights.
Hands on deck on the side.
Luck.
Roxic's found the first of those jewels. He's been
Roxic.
sharp so far, but needs to continue to hone that blade. 3 already picked up on the
Oh.
Needs Shao to save him. And to
Almost,
save
chat.
him,
Almost.
Ever dependent is his play in those late round situations, and so they cling on a little longer.
I mean, the micro, right? The micro aspect to that is.
Whoa. Why that's been
The
collapsed?
fact as well, though, that Navi persist. They
Oh, I
get
see.
the pick back in their favour, right? Angel doing so well to take out Tomasi. And at the same time, sure, Dish was a disaster, but that positioning allows Navi to execute into the site. Roxic all alone, Shao getting the cherry on top.
No rest for the wicked, straight into the next round, and it looks like another A main duel. Tomasi stunned up this
Lucky.
time. Where do you
Nice,
go?
Cloud.
You look to Cloud for support, it seems. Continually filling in the gaps, and Navi have to completely give this one up for the first 20 seconds as GX have repossessed main, but in the meantime, Hero setting himself up in dish yet again.
Yeah, it's the same round as we saw in the last, right? Navi are sticking around, seeing if they can try and re-engage, and this time GX have invested a drone to find out. There's 2 players, or at least one, keeping an eye on towards Dish.
Westside is so passive on B. Full focus from GX right now is on A. And while the backstab is hovering above their shoulder blades, you've got to try and fight forwards.
Unlucky Tomasi. That's pop.
That. It falls in vain. Angel getting one back, and now Purple in sand, given the squeeze as Heroes drop from
Bro, that teamwork. That fucking teamwork is what I love Giantx for, bro.
Continue on this course towards another map win.
That's fucking huge.
You can see they try and crunch A main.
Yo, what about being easy now, boy? What about being easy? Round 1, you said it was easy. What's happened to now? What's happened now, bro?
Collected. Exact same round as last one. I mean, so easy to read for GX.
Look at this as well, even. It's just West.
That's just so perfect. Teammate gets flashed, every single teammate comes to help. I fucking love to see that, boys. Love to fucking see that.
Here we have it. Navi left with a ragtag purchase.
Wait, these Navy trips are actually ass. Because if you walk out from drop,
yet again.
You can just go across the zip line and get into B main.
They've been in this position so far in the map.
It's so these are so bad.
To play into, but GX have made them look second best.
I mean, right, they've taken their time to get this spike down, spamming out. Oh, the delay!
That's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful kills, boys. Beautiful.
Perfect anti on the position of the plant as well. Navi do manage to get it in.
I mean, but there's no more utility for Navi either. They're going to have to
That's
win their
pop.
fights.
GX is set up perfectly for this. Another potential winning retake on the cards, unless the
2 shares versus 3 rifles and the outlaw. Easy light work.
to try and play back into, but Hero has to clear this smoke if he wants to give it a go.
Nice.
Won't land. A stick behind the veil of the smoke.
G fucking G's.
Will pull Navi down by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, I mean, GX look to play the
Chat.
like an attack.
Back to the waddle.
Just how good their attack has been. This map all around has been so proactive. GX had nice ideas.
I do want to see the interview. I want Pipston to go in the interview because I want to know what he thought when it came to the third round of attack. So round 15. Okay, okay, I'm trying to think. What? Try to think of what's Peru. No. Ron. Mirror. They can't do much. What words are there? Bears? Is it F? F something R something something. Wait. Bitch. I can find out if it's an A. I can find out if it E's there. So E's either last slot or second slot. So it's F something R. 4. Oh, so close. Why did I put an S? Why did I put the S? Okay, let's try 4s. Oh, that's kind of big. Kind of huge. Oh, no, it's too bad. I won't do Fortnite until Friday, bro. Friday to Fortnite streams. I kind of F with this music, bro. This music is kind of cool. Like, it's so vibey. Okay, what else? I think, math. Well, this is there's not really much letters, just one. There's no O, but is there P? H-I. H-I-G... no. Actually, hey, hi, no, highs. There was a G, H-I. I don't know where the G would go. Takes. I don't know.
Welcome back, everyone. Giantx are
No
currently
interview.
up 1-0 against Navi. This was not the mud fight that we promised. You were wrong, and that's okay. This was a very exciting series so far. So let's talk about what transpired on the server, Bea.
Well, the first thing that I want to pilot, as you're saying, Giantx takes the win. Do you know how long it was
I don't think.
since Giantx has won a first map?
You clearly keep track of it, so please tell me.
Tell us.
I do, because even though they've had some wins, it's the first map that they've had a lot of struggles with.
It's hard to see.
286 days.
But who's counting?
Damn, we diffed.
Captain Cal. So, you know, shout out to him.
Let's try.
When we look at the numbers here, when we look at the success,
Cool.
and the plan that Giantx
I don't know if it's
first
I
half,
don't know.
I am so happy to see the level that we knew eventually they would reach.
Yeah, and there was just so much going on, especially in the second half. There was so many pivotal
I know.
points, you know, round 19, round 18 as well. Looked like Navi was going to make that comeback happen, but then after that tactical round 19, you saw GX
Was it E?
pull out a crazy
What was it?
four-man
Hinge.
to try and take as much control over towards arcade side.
I was gonna get that one, champ.
Managed to get a nice little retake off the back of it, and after that,
Can I play again, please?
Navi, and it was a downhill battle from there for GX.
And
Alright, let's
you know,
try.
This started with Navi very strongly, though Giantx is struggling on this executes, but it's specifically in rounds like this one that we're seeing right now.
Let me get Chris up.
You see how prepared they are to deal with everything. This is one of the rounds that reminds you that
Let's try.
about shooting and nothing else. To me, there were a clear
Flower.
highlights in players for this map. One of them has to be.
That's not a
Rudder.
good sign.
I think that this responsibility in the spike of dealing with all that utility.
Rages.
Very,
Oh, that's a good sign.
and still finding the value time and time again. Also, the shots were incredible, and it's not only
Rigged.
on the attack, also on the defense. For me, he was stellar. Being able to close this round, being able to have this.
Wait, what's the vowel chat? It's I-E-A-O-U. The only vowel left is I.
Yeah,
So that's be
talked about that
R-I-G.
before, that game, you see Runner and Tomasi, you know, holding hands, going through it all together with the body system.
Yeah, and look, Tomasi, I think he had the most first
I don't know.
That's not necessarily a bad thing because the trade game was great. Giantx were doing, it was all thought out, and yeah, the buddy system was amazing, and they were both at the bottom of the scoreboard. Everyone else on Giantx
Right, maybe?
had their moments, had their clutches, had their really great post plans, which is what we were talking about. We thought
Beautiful.
they were
Follow chat. Five-time charm. Five-time charm chat.
They were playing some solid Valorant and getting those rounds
Okay.
on the board.
You know what? Let's go chat. Let's try. Oh, we can't.
About
Lefts.
solid Valorant, let's take a look at some highlights. Clyde was definitely a standout player.
Sylv.
in the first map.
Yeah, absolutely. We were hearing about Tomasi and
Softs.
everything that Cloud brings to the team. For the past years in Valorant, he
Okay,
has
we
been stellar.
got some of
I
it.
think that in this map, we've seen one, his utility being so important and so well timed for those post plans, for those situations. The ultimates were so good. Him on an individual level and
Sandy.
making those calls, even though he
And-
wasn't there on top of the scoreboard. Even this kill, like someone getting a kill on the Giantx and him chasing.
Snake.
Doing this ultimate in the previous rounds, getting 2 kills.
Okay,
It's so
S.
good to see that he's now in that ranking for the
So N has to be fourth or fifth.
Look, to be fair, we've had some crazy Armageddons today. Usually the impact is more just like, get out of the way.
It's more like no.
Yeah, create
no,
some
please,
space.
no.
Today it's just been like full winning rounds. So really high quality Armageddons coming through from all the Teos. And yeah, Cloud doing huge work here. But the thing was, we were talking about on the desk, we said it might get a little muddy, might be a bit messy, a bit of a
Prejudice?
but
No.
we're not really getting that, you know, it has
Hey,
been
there's still
really
time.
clean.
Don't worry about it.
That's good. That's good. Also, Fracture is the kind of map that demands you to be able to play the map. And when you're at Giantx, you know that this is probably somewhere that Navi wants to go because they've picked it in the past. And if you're Navi, you have the reps, and it's exactly where you want.
For me as
Summer?
well, on Fracture there, you know, it's similar, right? You've got the map control you want.
I know, chat. I'm gonna.
3 different sort of routes you can go.
I can't figure it out with this one.
You've got 4 different routes. You go, you know, you go drop, you go B main, you go A main.
That was
you
an
go
iron,
over towards
bruh.
the arcade side, and they were doing that. They were playing for
Suing.
map control early. They were using the double initiator super well.
I don't know.
Salvos out, managing to clear space, getting the flashes out, letting Tomasi run in. Sometimes get some picks, sometimes just
Swim.
die and get traded. But look, that's what you want to do. And we were talking about that identity of GX. They're finding it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though. You didn't get the muddy. I said there is still time.
Nukes.
Head to Pearl.
Yeah.
Time to throw some dirt, okay? Because both
This is not
teams
happened. That's
lost
not a good one.
Pearl. Giantx decides to pick it, even though
Yeah.
their loss was, I mean, it was not pretty.
Great.
It was not pretty, but I wanted to bring up this.
Okay,
conversation because this
okay.
really ran
But that's not
long
helpful for the
time
eye,
play,
so
as
it
you're saying.
has to be
It was-
icing,
it
right?
wasn't good. It was a bit ugly, but it doesn't matter. The point is,
Like, I mate.
we won,
Interrupt
they
me.
got a map and they didn't change the composition. We expect that to change now.
I
because
don't
we're in the
know.
middle of of Giantx that we're seeing with them experimenting. In this composition, we see Purpo on that Jett, Tomazi on that.
It was accidental. That's what makes it harder now. Because now I know there's an eye.
In the past, that just seem very comfortable, but with them having this pick, with the changes that we've been seeing from last week, I wonder where the agent select is going to put them, especially with them choosing to go to Pearl.
There's
Because again, I
D.
do not think that Navi, when they were doing like their veto in their heads,
ID.
For me, you're talking about ISO here. You were talking about it in like the map statistics and the amount it's getting
Oh,
picked.
we have it.
We got it. We got it again. So far, yeah, GX.
I'll figure that out. Okay, I'll figure it out.
And we're gonna be able to. Oh, we're not getting it.
What do you mean we're not getting it? We're not getting what?
We're not getting
What did you want?
I want a KO. I want a KO again, but we're not getting KO.
That's okay.
So that's not there. But we are getting.
Oh wait, a full revamp basically on Giantx.
Sova and Teo.
Okay, it's meta comps now, chat. It's the meta comps. It's the ones what Americans are doing.
Flash is gonna be there for Tomasi.
Let's see how. Let's see if EU can actually copy the NA move.
Yeah,
Right,
controller love also the Techo head-to-head. Shao super brilliant on those initiators. Them playing for the double
Okay, I'm trying to think.
First time that we're also going to see Shao going on to
I don't think I would be at the end. It'd be a bit weird.
them again, starting on the attack, the effect that this is going to have, and how brilliant West Side has been this
I'd be like I something EAD.
I am so excited to see what both of these teams have in store for us in what could be the last match of the day, or rather map. Giantx up 1-0 in the series. Let's hand it over to our casters, Cairo and Haza.
Giantx will certainly be hoping this is the last map that they have to play in the series, because a Navi deciding map comeback wouldn't be the first time that we've heard something like that. Pearl where we're heading for now though, and I have to say, look, as a map that we haven't seen since the first series of Kickoff against BBL, when they were playing with a meta comp, you know, up against something.
I haven't, Jeff. I give up. I give up.
They've done some soul searching, come back with a completely.
Let's try something else. Let's just put pizza and then.
Has a different map that we haven't seen before, although for
I think I might have actually. Hold on.
quite get rid of the drone, as there's plenty of information found from
Let's watch this though. We get time out. We'll go back to it.
Cloud just keeping tabs on the B play, not letting it develop too far, as the fake out will get shot out. The spike is here, and so a slight sign of intent as Navi are starting to commit.
Trying to cause more attention towards A, but it's good for Giantx and believe in them.
As Cloud is continuing to relay back
Good
to
position.
his team that could be here, there, or anywhere as Koala goes diving in. Yeah.
That whiff from Koala, like semi whiff. Show piece of Kev.
A little bit of peace, but I mean,
Nice.
at the same time, Cloud's been able to survive at the back of sight, and as players.
Did I see hero? That's a hero. Good.
Hero just funneling bullets back into the magazine as he drops off just a little bit more. Solo here with the
Oh,
spike. Could be
oh,
in a
hero.
difficult situation, but he does brilliantly. An admirable effort makes it a 2-on-2 yet again, and with Tomasi arriving late, so are Navi. There's only 25 seconds left.
They have to commit. They can't rotate over.
Been a real stall out.
Let's take mid, but taking mid would be hard for them.
Tomasi still has a blind side to play in West Side.
Nice.
It's a brilliant set.
Come on, boys. Come on, Tomasi.
Only able to get one.
Tomasi.
Does get
One bullet,
one,
please.
but now Tomasi in the
Just
1-1-1.
shoot him for the body. Don't aim for the head.
Position Ruxic into the corner.
Body
next
kills.
to the
Body
man.
kills.
Tomasi has to be so diligent to clear this, and he's not looking on the right line. Ruxic to confirm. Navi with
Let me
another
quickly pull up
open
this real quick, chat.
pistol
'Cause I
round.
think I know.
Second in this
Think I know it.
series. Big stuff.
Right.
Big stuff indeed.
So I can't be in
Get the match
like
started off
second
right.
or third.
This full round
D can't be in first.
is such a weird one. It comes down to
So wait, no.
Navi kind of like shows some presence towards the
Never mind.
but, I mean, they're so like delayed and so slow with how they get out on towards B. I mean, something else that we've not noted is the fact that like the killjoys in play as well for Hero.
It's not one
Got big
I
of a
see
jump.
from him all too often, as Runner is able to get an orb at the very least, and while he's stunned on the way back out, Navi have made concessions in A main to kick things off and sort of reopen that agent discussion as well. This is also a map where Tomasi is on the Yoru, as much as I said
Joey don't know, chap.
he was great on the Neon. For those who remember his breakout year on the fully Portuguese Saw side, which made top 3 at Ascension, that was Neon, that was Phoenix.
Yeah, we've got mid
They were
controls.
French picks.
Perfect.
Now Yoru's
Because obviously we don't want them to
is
peek
that
from
something
mid.
he feels comfortable playing into?
Spike going down. It's 4 from GX to come back in on. again, remember, Navi has they've been anti-equaled a few times.
Wait, why is no one watching that?
First pick, you'd think Navi are in the prime spot. Looking like it, Angel.
No way he's ace. Okay, he didn't.
As the flag bearer for the team has found 4 kills and an in-zone flawless. Navi with a comfortable second round. You can see that they've obviously thought about that Apex game and made improvements since then, not allowing for individual fights, etc. to be going on. As you can see, the rest of the team in the replay supporting Angel in his endeavours. And we saw how important it was, Giantx picking up the bonus in the second half of the previous game, and even Navi doing it at the beginning of Fracture as well. It's so key for them to build up some momentum, because you saw how quickly it was lost. Don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves just yet. Giantx taking A main for themselves and depositing their duelist of Tomazi. So to hold on towards that space while Navi explore through mid.
Didn't mean to do that.
2 kills to open up the site, and while Tomazi still hangs back in A main, it's a Giantx side which trails, and as he TPs out, almost all advantage is lost. I mean, that's the concession that you were willing to make, right? Giantx, they could lose 1, I mean 2 at max bodies, and you hold on to A main, but at the same time, they let go of that, and Navi have full control of the B side as well, of lane, of B main. Giantx nowhere near it. Looks like a good chance to convert the bonus. Yeah, I'm gonna hold you on that one for just a moment though, Cairo, because as quickly as it looked like they wanted to go towards B, the Thorns get sent out by Westside, and now they're looking towards A. We've got 30 seconds left. It's another late Navi execute. Hunter's Fury coming in to clear backside with the salvos. Westside with a side step, managing to survive a little bit longer. Can't quite lock onto another target, as Koala Noob has already found his 3rd. And so any fears of this round going against Navi would have been settled if it wasn't for Tomazi on the site. Still has 1 TP to work with, right? But still, it's 3 players he needs to try and find. It's the cautionary placement of it as well. So
he knows one. Oh, that's all he knows, I think.
His intent right now, I don't know what does. Already spotted out by Navi, caught in the midst of multiple players. Tomazi,
2 people, 6 bullets, 3 each.
Well, it's going to be the stun instead, the Nova Pulse that drops.
That's unlucky.
Swarm beyond it. Tomazi's out of options. As good as some of these shots look from him, no way. You can't build the performance off the back of just 1 player. This one is already done.
And Tatum's in. Nice try. Huge run though. It's 4 rifles, but
they won't care.
in D&D.
Thinking, surely not, right? Tomazi, mate, we're not going to get another one of these rounds, but the one thing that I'm happy about this, we're seeing Tomazi continue on from what was a poor start on Fracture to a good start on Peril right now. I mean, as well as that, Navi have looked well in their entries in this map, something which Giantx notoriously have been bad at.
If I didn't get wallbang there, I killed him.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that, mate. If I wasn't dead, it would have been me doing the killing. And if my gran had wheels, she'd be a bite. You know what I mean? So definitely. But the good thing for that last round, Tomazi worked up towards his ultimate, right? That's something which Giantx can work with. And in this round, they're being proactive and going and taking the fight on the front foot and mid. Early clear with 4 players up the guts, and Tomazi does TP back. Again, it's a very regressive wall that we're seeing here from Giantx, the standard one placed by Westside. With the current patch in play already, you saw in the previous series, we did see BBL getting more value out of the straight line of the wall. It's a big 1 versus 1. Angel trying to hold on, but the crosshair was well above Tomazi's head. Nice readjustment. Purple, though, has been noted with the alarm bot as he tried to get aggressive. Navi have this full right side of the map to work into. And time to set up a post plant yet again, because as much as we said that Giantx had struggled in retakes previously, they have made improvements from week to week. You saw them win more against Heretics than they had done in the previous couple of series. But here you are short.
Look at crossfire chat. Oh, because I waddle. I think I might have it now.
2 kills clapped back by Navi and a 3rd from Angel to make down.
Watch out. They get to the 4th round. We win next round. Watch. Guarantee this one we won. I'm gonna solve the waddle.
I mean,
And we're the best. Watch. Ideal. Mind blown. I'm the GOAT. Now, this round, we're going to win Giantx. Watch. Guaranteed. This round is guaranteed Giantx's.
Absolutely. I think when you look at the statistics as
That's how I watch that. When I win my game, they win theirs.
in terms
Watch.
of how GX have been giving away a lot of first bloods, Navi also finding themselves in a similar position, but when they get to 5v4s, that conversion is aided a whole lot more by
Watch.
the fundamental play that they have. And into the next rifle round, it's back to A main they go. Jules taken and
If they can get back though. Stop, boys, stop peeking. You're everything you say.
Just leaving Angel to use the drone towards the A side, something.
They will sponge off them.
Find or at least
Good.
make presence, right, as the players go elsewhere. GX are already pulling across the Astra. They've lost full control of the middle of the map.
It's going to be hard
A stealth drone.
for Navy because they have no smokes.
Extra value as
Roxic
Rogue
died,
chose
so
to invest it towards art. Steps of it heard by Navi as now they look to knock on that door yet again, and well, there's nobody home. It's Angel to solo clear out main. Well, GX will have bodies on the line once more. They have struggled so far. Every single shot from Navi hit in the back of the net. That has to change. And Runner has started it off with positive signs.
Yeah, Armageddon online as well, something to come back in on. And on top of that, you look at GX, they're playing more reserved. They want to play for this retake.
Should have salvos for the corner.
That
as well.
was
That gets
not-
placed towards Angel, and he's on a plate. Cloud served up. Further success by his initiator pairing as Runner goes up. It's wide of
Come on,
the
boys.
mark. Cloud with the trade, and now Hero in yet another clutch. First kill isolated. How many more can he be given? The Nano will delay for a little bit longer, at least pull a player off of the spike for now. As the belt goes empty, he needs results. The
Someone please
stand
stick. You both
corner
one tap
of
now.
the newsstand isn't bearing him any good news whatsoever. It is laboured, but Hero, mid-reload, manages to snatch back yet another, and while the spike is halved, it's not going to get diffused. Not today. Cloud is shut down.
Oh, Hero.
Again.
A Red Bull clutch is winning
Fnatic,
last.
why did you drop him?
GX, it's so frustrating to watch because you're like, they're doing good stuff. The Armageddon, the way they go in, the salvos to clear like the corner towards the other position. But how do you lose a 3
Boys.
versus 1 to Hero? For a team that like looks.
Coach, could you please time out? Please. This round, time out after, please.
Closing out these rounds that
Crimson.
seem to consistently be a problem.
Plagued by issues within the team, GX. And just when it looked like they'd gotten over the worst of the illness, Navi come right back, and of all maps to do it,
Then there's 2, 3.
have to consider it was 4 or 5 round lead, which they blundered on Fracture to end with a 6-6 half, so still keeping an eye on things. As it stands, it's just
I would have matched Heavy up to
which continues
like-
to bear fruit for Navi as they've brought themselves up to 3 impactful.
Okay, I'm getting
ultimates now
hungry.
to deal with this threat.
I'm getting hungry, chip.
Just worried about the positioning through mid because GX are happy to play for these extremities more.
Biggest issue for me right now is that Navi don't have too much deep control. I mean, you look at the spike in terms of its position, currently in the middle of the map. It's got to go somewhere, and that looks to be A right now. TP comes over from Koala, does have the dimensional drift to gut the site if need be, because you're down to 20 seconds yet again, and GX have shown they're willing to stack bodies. It won't be the case this time. It's only Tamazi, he will fall, and so Navi have some comfort now in terms of this spike plant, and it's only going to get better once Hero finds that one onto Runner.
I mean, I don't know about investing this Hunter's Fury towards an eco round, especially when you've lost the first 2 picks.
It's a potential counter to the lockdown gone. Not going to see it in this round, that's for certain. Cloud does have an answer, as does Roxic. Just one revealed in the open, and Navi starting to show signs of GX on the previous. It's all a little isolated, and that's
West side.
Westside thrives. First tap coming in from Cloud. Signature util. It's the
We still got time.
and the recon to just
West?
try and remove players.
Well, West actually hitting so good.
Considering investment of the ult to try and win this one for his team. He is gonna
NT boys. NT, that's a huge fucking round. That's a huge round. West side. I didn't even see half day shots. I saw 2 of them. Wait, how many did you get? Did you get 3 or 4? You got 3, right? So the only one shot I missed. Let's have a look at it. No, they're not going to show us. This one like a American shot. Why should the voice comms if we can't hear it? Look, Shoutcast talking over.
It was good that they were able to do as much damage and get the Armageddon out. I agree, and something else as well is in terms of the macro reads, it's not been terrible. It's just once those players get in position, we're not seeing the kind of value you'd expect. I mean, there it's only Tomasi solo. Could be a similar story for Cloud. You see the TP's already prepared, and that's just going to give Koala the jump start for his ult. It comes around the back of sight. He's looking towards elbow, spots the first player. Here's the combo. That's the value of the Hunter's Fury. Dropped at his feet further util. This is so messy on the site. Neither team can find an advantage. We're still 5v5.
And the best part about it is, Navi haven't taken the city. GX have come back in for the retake and found no one. Navi are on long.
Well, we're back to square one, and let's just take stock of the utility really quick.
What was I looking for, chat? I forgot what I was looking for. Oh yeah, I remember now.
Killer now is ult. Run as an empty belt. West side util over on A. Navi do have this lockdown and cosmic divide to throw at the full buy if needed. It's a stressful situation, and we're into crunch time once more. 30 seconds left, and you've got to go now.
I've said this before, Navi have struggled with crunch time.
Both cosmic divides being used, but Hero's the one that comes out on top. Sure, there's one back, but remember, Tomasi's in his ultimate, and now it realistically comes down to a 1 versus 2 with the Euro that has to work on his operator. It's just not working out. I don't even want to try and talk about that round, because what was the investment, man?
West side chef shots are actually insane.
Round of Valorant. I've heard it been said before, but do not show Cadril this round. Whatever you do.
I'm fed up with that meme, man.
No, me too. A hero thriving in the chaos. I think that's one thing we can credit Navi for.
Nice! Nice!
When the going
guys,
gets
nice.
tough, they do respond.
Bro, got fed up.
Frustration from Angel. That's met with further.
Alright, we finally got a timeout, but we're doing timeout on a round we should not have timed out. We now got pistols, you know?
Timeout from GX. I was expecting this a bit sooner.
Yeah, why we...
It feels like they're doing things good at the same time. Like they are setting up well.
Pipson might know something, that's why. He might know something, that's why he's waiting for pistol, but I don't know why specifically this pistol round, you know? We have no ults. We're limited on util, and we're stuck with classics and the chef.
And then like whatever the spam that Navi just threw at the last round.
I'm not sure what the coach is trying to cook.
He finally cools down a little bit.
I don't see anything.
Look at what they brought to us here as well, which is a much more on-brand
Is...
composition in terms of current meta read, something which we thought that perhaps GX had struggled with a little bit. Finally, we're starting to see a little more compromise, perhaps in terms of his original vision for this team.
Damn, I'm going to eat after this game.
Meeting that balance
Regardless if we win or lose.
role changes as well. GX go back to the main control. I'll extend the conversation further. And,
if I go eat, I'm going to go turn the PC off and obviously in the stream, obviously.
Both as a player and as a coach since 2021, with the exception of his stint on G2. He knows what it's like to see through multiple metas, and now arriving at this one, it's a more proactive round with pistols.
Yeah, but the players who are being proactive might be late to the party, although we know Navi like to take home on B long and take their time getting into the site.
The difference is this time, they don't have any player presence outside of A, so it is all one-way traffic for GX in that regard. Yeah, I mean, the players are going to hit contact of the turret, so maybe Navi again stall out, take their time getting in towards the B site. And actually, to go back and say, why did GX not call the timeout? Because they found themselves in multiple situations like this. 9 out of the 10 players in the server currently set up on B. The first of which to jump the gap would be Koala, but he's going to fall. GX starting to go through the gears. Westside collecting another kill with his Sheriff as it lands the shot, but it's a 2-on-2, and it's job not done yet. Navi nailing in yet another.
I'm a little bit confused on that drone.
Holds the hammer, it hits the anvil, yet again, as expected. Turpo's chance to
Papa, please.
things in
Please.
favor.
Save us. Papa, please.
As you
Please.
say,
Please.
but Purpo not yet given the chance, and now you have to deny the ult. Have to go and try and fight it. Has the turret for contact, and Hero knows this. A 1v1, which Purpo will be able to win out.
Fucking go. Sit down, hero. Sit the fuck down.
First round, and it's actually after a timeout.
Yeah. We saw the exact same thing on the previous map of Fracture, except the scoreline was 5-1 at that time. Now it's 7-1 in favor of Navi. And as soon as the Paysay card Thrifty round comes in for GX, you're expecting further results from them, because this one didn't feel, you know, all too repeatable, I want to say.
I won't lie. If Hero... Not Hero.
But once again, the macro does look pretty
If Papa did not break that KJO in time,
Brought out the operator once again, looking to play through this.
might have been a different game story.
Value from it last time, so we're really hoping that he can get onto these long angles, get Tomazi posted up, so that GX can almost use him as a source of information to act upon. Koala Noob without his operator, as I said before,
Papa black.
actually getting diffed most of the time when the opposition has it in their hands, but you look at the position from Tomazi, all of this is just set up for that over-rotation, for GX to play what is behind the Vice setup this time as well, so there is further layers to this, and Koala Noob has to TP in, actually. It's not out. He's now stuck in the corner and spammed within an inch.
Interesting,
So,
interesting.
no entry Navi, no duelist, and they're forced to call the play.
Yeah, they've seen that before, the adaptation spot on. Still a little bit of stall. Navi not comfortable with the position they have on site.
Shao up close, looking for the duel, can't find it. Runner responding as GX are in tow. A second round now prepared as they've managed to do exactly what was required of them. From the timeout, the read is spot on. Navi getting away with murder on many of these rounds.
30 seconds left.
But finally the madness put to an end. And so Roxic left to stew in what is left of this poorly executed A-site hit.
But the thing is, though, it's poorly executed A-site hit, but it's also nice adaptations from GX overall. I don't know if it was Pipson who called that, but like we had seen before that Navi like to go through mid and towards art, and we saw Koala do that TP before who'd caught a player off guard. This time there was utility to depend upon. Like, I don't think necessarily, like, sure, maybe Navi didn't execute to the full potential, but I also think GX had nice adaptations that's obviously been called from their timeout.
Sticking to their guns, confident in the way that they're playing a lot of these rounds from the defender's side. As I mentioned, the reads have been there. It's just how you then try and set that up. And when you look at Cloud as the caller for this team, his transition to IGL during stage 2 of last year as that Redgar replacement, you always want him to be someone who can help enable individuals as someone who was previously the star player of this team. And putting those building blocks together the same way that you would want from Angel and Shao on the other side, with the experience that both of those two have as consistent pieces that had made international events before. Maybe we're not quite seeing the same kind of drip down in terms of experience there with the rest of this squad.
Yeah, I mean, as well though, like, obviously Navi wanting to talk about like the adaptations that Navi have made. And this is an interesting one.
It's not every day you see two.
He's winning this one maybe, but wait, what do you mean about Zod? So I can't say the name. I'm sorry.
Let me go into this.
What team are you waiting for?
Yeah, okay, Navi timeout, ready to go out. And then GX call a timeout. It's not every day we see that. I don't think it's not every day that we see what Giantx are doing, right?
Something along those lines, yeah.
You get the point I'm trying to make?
Sort of, like GX, I think, why would you even use...
The timeout feels like it's been so long.
When the one that you just called seemed to be the ace up the sleeve that's actually set them up perfectly, like just reinforcing
Timeout feels like it's been on for
already
ages.
set up for themselves. But that makes things interesting, because by the time we get to the second half, Navi still with a timeout left to play around with, and GX, they're happily feeling that this one is left on their own terms and conditions, left to their own devices, and without Pipson, and that's kind of what you're seeing in this timeout as well. Very quiet.
I'm a little bit confused. So there's our timeout. We timed out on when we got our first round. Now we're timing out in this round.
Like in previous timeouts, what we had seen is Pipson being
Back to back timeout. They're trying to ruin Navy's momentum. If so, that's pretty cool to see. But I don't think that's worth it. We'll see anyway. Pipson does work miracles with his timeouts at any moment, so.
Into the next half, and also how can they make do or make like actually get some value from this ultimate cycle they're about to come into.
The previous one only adding fuel to the Navi fire. Ice bucket dropped from GX from the timeout, prepared from the sidelines by the coach, but with Purpo dropping here, Navi have the man advantage, and this is a conversation we consistently come back to. GX failing to convert from 4v5s, one of the worst in Vct Emea when it comes to that statistic. They've been offered more support from Tomasi's position, deep B right now, but yet to make a big call, a large rotation, and Angel is aware of this.
Making sure to identify the players that we are in main.
Don't actually did it. That's good. Where is it? Run up. Oh.
And just catches at the last second run up. Navi, no. That side of the map isn't good.
Yet another round where Navi find themselves right in the belly of the beast, and you have absolutely no idea where it looks like they're going to go. Angel already using the drone means that he is relying solely upon
30 seconds left.
His recon arrow here to clear out Tomasi, or even just a jump spot, as the operator has finally been revealed. Fighting a war on both fronts. The players have already made it out from elbow.
They have that engagement on the long is what GX were hoping for. Now Cloud is the only one to hold on towards backside. The Armageddon used to keep him protected. And he is! But now he has to clutch up. It has to be an ace clutch, which does not work out in his favour. Navi are pushing this boat out further and further.
That recon as well from Cloud was...
There must be a reason why Tomasi decided to use his decoy and flash. I don't think they detected him, saw him or anything.
Finding himself revealed by it. And this read here, just from seeing the start...
I don't know if he had an audio cue of Save Dot or something, you know? I don't know what.
Navi off the back of the 120...
And what made it was is he had no TP to get out. I can't get why he didn't throw enough TP down. Because obviously it could be one of the timing things, but he throws TP out and he dies. But
With the ults that they hold on to.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the fact that GX have used both timeouts in the first half, and one of them was after the one that Navi had used. Well, with that being said, straight into the B site.
oh, wait, the West Node? West Node?
GX players needing to win this one if they want to see any more of that, as the final round of the half comes up. It's straight inside the site beyond the wall. Westside still in the corner, but in terms of utility to flush him out, well, Showers without salvos, so there's really little to bank upon here. Tomasi with yet another kill that just pushes that boat out further as Roxic tries to reintroduce himself. It's a flash Chow in the corner.
Good boys.
Fall flat on his feet as GX.
One round's all we need, Chip.
I mean, Navi have been
8-4 or 4-8, should I say? That'll work.
Abuse the B side a little bit more. Just like just a small thing that I wanted to note, and it's a criticism on GX's side, even though they won the round and they did well. Yeah, that's great, but I saw Tomasi use both flashes one after the other, and there was no peaks off the back of it as well. Just as something else to note, right, for future rounds, whether that's going to continue. But listen, all in all, good from GX. Yeah, 3-8.
I also think Tomasi's utilities actually looked fairly supportive so far.
Agreed.
We'll have to see if he can set up more here. You can see back of art, op in hand. Players peeking in, and with the recon broken, this would have been his chance, but Runner just disposed of. Means it's another 4 versus 5 for GX from Art. This time, they want to fight into middle, and with Cloud's ult teed up, it's a Purpo double this time. Back from the dead, dishing out damage, 3 versus 2.
What did Navi do to try and recover this? Plenty of utility. Angel's only used his dart, right? So this can easily come back up.
And with Westside dead here as well, you look at all of the Vice utility having no value. It's down, which means B is open. This feels like a pretty straightforward call to make if you're Navi.
I agree. How does the post plant look, right? With both players having...
They're going to know in a
utility
second.
that can stall out. Do you play on the site? Do you look for a pick before you plant it? I mean,
They should know.
GX are nowhere near that side of the map.
Angel's drone, you could take a step further.
They definitely know. They definitely had that drone. The rockets.
Just trying to get
Pipe plant, they can hear that one.
about the situation. There's no player yet to go and hunt. Angel will be the one to do it. Risk adverse.
Long cleared.
Cloud is on his own.
Up close. As the spray comes in, it's a
Lucky.
brilliant bait. Angel with the first of those, and Chow following it up.
It's now a 2v2. This is winnable now for Navi. Consider the utility they have.
Angel's managed to get out from the divide though, so already this reposition could be deadly. Dropping
Nice.
to Marcy and Chow, picking up the pieces, supported by his captain. He signs off on further Navi success. A 9-3 half, which has GX just about hanging in there, but almost dead and buried.
Again, not to bring the statistic up once again, Hazza, but we have seen GX struggle on the attack. That's the side that they're going to be having to move to. We'll see if they can do good on that on the other side.
We've got the best. We've just got to hope the best. Let's do it, champ. We'll go him. That is Arc Rose. That belongs to Vice. And that is the Heart E. Wait, no. It's not second job. Wait. Is that in the pick order, chat? Because I don't really play the key buttons.
The campaign is now live.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Don't miss out. We've just become the official backpack supplier for the Mercedes.
Is it E? Wait, it's signature, no? Chat, that's not in the right order. That is not in the right order. Because the flash is signature. Signature is always in the C spot. That entire thing is not in the right order. Oh, chat, I think this is split, chat. I think that's split. Oh, no, man, there's Abyss. That's correct. Classic. So pause up, pause back, reloads. That and welcome to stream, bro. How you doing?
Putting their foot down on their opponent's map pick. GX selecting Pearl for us, a map we had not seen from them since the very first
Bulldog.
series played in kickoff. However, it doesn't feel as if they've built on that previous performance that we just saw.
They're going, man. It's going alright, not too bad. How's yours doing?
Every step forward you take, it's another one back.
Well, it's classic Bulldog. What else would you pick up? Reload. ABs?
So there you go. They're in a similar position here where they played like something like 5 rounds.
Ghost? Last guess.
This is going to be a big
Dinger.
coming up for them.
I don't know. Spectre.
Know how dangerous of a team they can be.
Guardian.
All of the players here for a reason, on merit more than anything else. And so with that in mind,
I appreciate you playing. What kind of videos do you watch? Are you watching the Valorant ones or are you watching the Fallout ones?
as they did in the previous series.
It's not to say there hasn't been improvements, right? We've been seeing it consistently. I mean, this trap set up by Navi for mid, and you're looking at
Interesting.
Westside being that potential player to actually run into that. And on top of that, there's a little alarm bot for contact here to notify Navi about the potential players coming through this main.
That's good deep info, which has
They saw KJ, I didn't see you.
readjust
The
setup
TP
so
obviously gives it
slightly. Now
away.
for Main a little more heavily as the A site offensive is starting to come through. Hero with another opening pick.
Nice pop.
Navi in a great position. Already got a couple of bodies backside, and while Purpo has managed to find
Angel's like last shooter, so as long as they kill Hero, no, Angel, we should be chin. Curler.
Activate soon though, and when he does come in, it's Navi
That's
who
West.
gets the pick. West side with one, Koala Noob another. Still 3-on-3, and the team's feeling slightly inseparable. Navi continuing to back
Come on,
up
boys.
space as they have so much support. This network backside means the spike can't go down until
It's gonna be hard, but West side, you got this. You go.
Giantx's own, which is gonna hit the canvas. Bloodied and bruised.
Imagine that
Once
headshot.
again, Westside doesn't have the time or the tools.
Nice.
A couple of players from the pit. He'll find the first.
Unlucky boys, unlucky, unlucky.
Angels on the scene. Double digits for Navi as they get their third pistol in this series.
Yeah, till this game goes, I'm gonna end stream and go eat.
That round though, like, you see like the util dump happening as the execute comes in.
Also,
That's
who's-
we expect that to be the case, but from there it just becomes a death match between both teams, and nobody wants to do anything different rather than take an engagement.
Something as well mentioned on the Navi podcast, if you can tolerate listening to Sir Marcus for 25 minutes. I'm joking. Love you, Marcus. Is these, you know, mid rounds as well, and knowing when to engage, when to re-engage. It didn't feel like there was much utility there, and I know it's a pistol. Man, you're really on Marcus Hayward. You're finding that way too funny.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about it. Listen, what we should talk about, A-site take, right? Players from Navi very happy to give up this site to GX. And at the same time, like, you can see that they've got Koala Noob, who was just checking extra angles up on B, but the GX have pushed forwards.
Certainly have. Hero fighting two with his ghost. Where are the guns in GX's hands? This force felt necessary, and it's finding the value. Dropping back to the support in main, it's a long road that Navi have to walk to win this one.
You have the outlaw, but with Hero being so low,
Nice.
is Angel managing to make the stinger work at close.
Like, I know that's Angel, but the fact he got away with that as a stinger is insane.
Sting time, more like a stinger. Angel able to get
Come on,
one
boys.
more, but Hero now 1 versus 2. This is where the realization starts to set in. This gun is better saved more than anything else.
Nice.
Get the one onto West side as he tries to walk away. Purpo with the play that secures that.
We fought the rifles or those thingers, so they're rough.
I mean, but this is another round, right? An anti-eco where Navi have lost again, right? Twice against Apex, once against Fnatic before. Like, this is an issue that could start to become chronic. The fact that they're not managing these rounds correctly.
It has looked cagey since the
Yes.
pistol. It's more of the same, and it's what I was talking about before. You can see here, Giantx, only a 33% first blood success rate. Third of the time you're going to see them go a player in front after that first engagement.
I think that was something that was happening a lot on the defense. They were giving away the first blood, and Navi were doing well to steamroll that into a round.
Leave likes mid.
This time round, been a lot more reserved. And look at the space that Navi have been able to grab in mid after that was used.
Yeah, but look at Westside. He is effectively the turret here. They don't have a killjoy, but it's fine because the gun in his hands is unleashing lead to the players in the scuba shop.
Reading the map wrong, getting the players wrong in position.
Well, they're dead now.
Yeah, that's true. At the same time, though, Shao has found himself hiding behind the box. But GX not going towards this side of the map, heading towards B.
Vice wall at their backs. 3 players strong in terms of the man count. About to be able to leverage 4 over the head of Angel. He spots. Quick face check. Falling back onto a deeper line of cover. Nice shot from Angel. We all remember the Navi Sheriffs. They've always been a strong suit. How many more of those do we end up with? It's only Angel holding.
If Angel gets another kill, this match will be losable. Like, very losable.
15 seconds and things get worrying.
That is when things get worrying, because if you can deny the spike, you can deny the round. That's not the case at all. It's the
Nice one, Cloud. Nice one.
Getting the value, instead denied.
Huge.
will be 5 to 10, half the...
We have no timeouts at all, chat. The timeouts there are in Navies. I don't think Navy used one yet.
For me, though, moving forward, I mean, this is the biggest round, right? Stopping Navi getting 11. 11 rounds felt like a curse before. That's how Shao said it.
Nice!
Bringing in the performance coach, Zuza, to help them out with that. And it's another familiar situation here on the defender's side as well. It feels like it's so hard sometimes to set up that plan that can win the round for you. Something which they've also been focusing on as well quite heavily as protocols, and already as A main is taken, they do not disengage fully. It's
I get why Timothy did not TP, but there's no info if anyone's there.
Numbers Navi, but how much longer
Then it is two.
on this box? I mean, this 2v2 and A main is going to be massive. West side still to come and late through art, but
Fucking huge.
hold on to this side of the
Then there's one more. Then there's one more.
First pick, after that initial engagement, and you look to disengage.
I haven't seen Astra, and I haven't seen KJ.
I would have heard those steps just scurrying away as well, but just feels so volatile.
Joe has used his stun, so they are aware, and he is joining now. So I know where one is. Okay, Westside actually has a perfect. Wait.
Is a swift check of exactly that. A red herring though.
Wait, I did not see Westside movement at all. When the fuck did he get there?
Navi are now worried about where Westside is gone. Hero has a full killjoy setup. The turret for lane. The alarm bot should support inside.
If they can kill Hero, this game is going 6-10.
The backside, it's all on this first duel. Hero catching Cloud in his utility, but still not capitalizing from it. The darts landed in a weird place, so it's
does Hero know? Nice. I don't think Hero realized the rest of the band as well. I don't think. I don't know.
Clutching another round, his salvos can deny the plant for just a moment, but it's repositioned and they are holding on as he makes his way back in.
Good shit, boys. Good fucking shit.
And so Giantx continue to bear on down.
There's no way to come back, right?
I think as well, like, Hero's put between a rock and a hard place, has to get two, and is only able to get one. I mean, that 2 versus 1, not ideal. I mean, now, look at Navi's buy here, right? I said it was big for GX to deny 11, and it is, but it's even more important in the economy state, because right now, Navi do not have a buy. Don't. It's a really rough round to come into, and to just to take a step back as well. You look at Angel and Shao doing a lot in plenty of these rounds to help take the early space for their teams, gather the info. They hadn't missed an international event since Masters Berlin in 2021 until last year, which now, including kickoff, makes it 4 consecutive that they've not been able to go to, and you're looking at the potential of a 5th. Should GX win?
Okay, the no saver.
Like such an important fixture.
KJ, I don't know, they noticed.
Between those players chasing,
I don't think we have info apart from Saver, no.
Elite teams that we have.
We better get info about KJ. But should we expect a kid to B at this point? Yep.
Touching on the alarm bot. There's still no
Okay, a little bit damage to Cloud. That's not a good thing. I think that damage might have been a long time ago.
Do have a Bucky on both Roxic and Koala Noob, so they
I want potential HP.
Lanes through the middle of the map. But with the gap being there of Shao in art, no real big rotation has been called. That Angel's still just denying with the immediate reactive ult and getting a double tag on the second hit. This is really big chip damage.
Nice, Tom.
Rush in, but gets caught by the blind side. It's just not
come on, boys.
At all. GX have managed to fight their way back in. The lockdown baiting out another player into the crosshairs of Navi. The Spike needs to stabilize this round. Hero laid up onto yet another kill as well. You've got to come back in against the Cosmic Divide.
Wait, Thomas didn't get off to Molly?
As they swing out, Runner needs to clutch. He does so.
Runner, my gunner.
Too close for comfort. 7 points of health will get GX the 7th. His 5th clutch this stage, more than any other GX player, and once again put in a situation of stress. It's Giantx that come out with the round win. You said that their attack didn't have legs, Cairo, but I think for as much as these statistics have set up teams, the counter is always a possibility with a new comp. And Tomasi
boys.
ever reveling
I think that was that Nico, the Navy. I think that was, I know.
Well, look, GX didn't need that timeout. Navi desperately hanging on to theirs.
Yeah, I mean,
Is this the last timeout for Navy?
they're trying to hang on to this one.
I didn't want to go.
But you talk about setting yourself.
I don't think they used one until now, no.
Navi did in the last round using ultimates, right? But the ultimates didn't get the value that you're looking for, and that's now where the criticism comes in, right? Where you're thinking to yourself, now you're on your buy, you're without a Hunter's Fury and a lockdown. They would have been massive pieces to push you towards these last final rounds.
Hero coming into the team, plenty of promise from him as a player, seems to have been delivered upon, at least in these last couple of maps, now sitting 20 and 14 at the top of the
Yeah, with the ego.
But for all of the kills from the cage,
Up in towards A.
site holds have been a bit of a struggle.
Korea definitely uses
GX finding
TP a bit too soon. I feel like on the 5th second he should have done it, because on 8 that's a lot of seconds gone.
I should say. Koala Noob finally bringing out the op, but immediately pressured by the
Wait, I kind of expected the op because they smoked it.
And his combat combined with the Armageddon, forcing players out.
Tom Z.
Gets the entry kill. Huge combination.
Wait, both not looking behind.
Shao's gonna watch that TP cut past him, and immediately the game is up for Tomasi. One back, Hero still holding on.
Nice West.
2 kills from him. Is it gonna be enough? Seems to be the case right now, and the support from Koala Noob is surplus to requirements as Angel shut up shop. Navi do respond.
I was Tom Z. I'd come to that smoke.
I mean, it's a round
Like, throwing TP in there is one thing, but you're not watching your back, and obviously your teammates, if they're stuck off like a different angle, like it's because if they're smoked off or they can't see you, you're fucked. Which I think in this case, when Thomas died, he might have been like blocked off, fully on a team, so no one could actually help them. 7-11.
Once again, Koala Noob will go searching towards A main. This is going to be huge for the setup of Navi.
Okay, good TP out.
How they'll look to redistribute
Not too far from where he just was.
Like
Lombard and Molly gone down, so essentially KJ has no util.
That Teho player, you're expectant of it, and while we haven't seen Shao on this role too often,
All I've seen is Sova and Yuri.
they know where those players sit right now, and as the drone gets traded, this is when you make the play through the double door.
Yeah, but what are the players are doing that? Look at Purple, he's sitting waiting! But Navi are able to get what they were looking for, a double kill, and it looks even.
That's fine, it was pistol, Come on, boys. I've never ever wanted to stop eating and wait for this game to end, but OTS, OT, please, 2-0. I don't want to see a 2-1, I want to see a 2-0.
Oh man, you can't help but feel Purple's that guy that you're hoping is just going to cover you. I know he's well played by Navi to have a player watching towards shops. It's more brilliant mid-rounding from Angel there as well to just set up the play. Coming back to what I was talking about before, it's those players, that old dynamic, deadly duo of sorts that could do it for you, but here it's Koala Noob! 3 kills off the back of his own flash, and with Shao in support, it's all but over. Tomasi hitting
Chat, I'm gonna go eat. So I'm gonna zoom it in, and I'm gonna go eat Jett. That was actually a clean last round though. As much as I don't want Navy to win, last round was actually pretty clean. Like a flash and then everyone just dies is actually insane. But I do appreciate everyone coming by, Jett. I'll be live tomorrow's birthday, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. Do I mean what matches are on tomorrow, Jett? Is there any Americas or Emea matches tomorrow? But I'm watching. Let me check. Tomorrow is the 10th, right? No, I haven't got anything planned for tomorrow. The next planned stream is on the 16th of April, which is Fnatic plus Giantx. So yeah, I'm gonna have a stream here, Jett. Obviously I'll be live on Friday doing Fortnite, but appreciate you coming by, Jett. Peace, 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 peace.